medic. William was stationed at Fort Sam Houston in Texas, then Camp Polk in Louisiana, and ended his tour of duty at Fort Riley in Kansas. He was honorably discharged in 1954. Thank you, Frankie, for your service. Staff Sergeant Robert Cummings. He was in the United States Air Force. Robert enlisted in 1965. His basic training was in Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. After basic training, he was stationed in Kessler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi for tech school. He was then stationed at the Air Force Base in Anchorage, Alaska for 2 years, and Robert returned to Texas and completed his tour of duty at Lackland Air Force Base. He was honorably discharged in 1969. Thank you, Robert, for your service. Staff Sergeant Ronald D Wash. I hope I said that correctly, or close. Close, okay. Thank you. He was in the Army National Guard. Ronald completed his basic training and advanced infantry training at Fort Polk in Louisiana. He served in the Army National Guard based in Columbus, Nebraska from '70 until his honorable discharge in 1977. Thank you for your service. Petty Officer Second Class Joseph Drozda, United States Navy. Joseph enlisted in 1975 and was trained as an aircraft electrician, specifically for the A-6 Intruder, which is a heavy bomber that is based on an aircraft carrier. He was first stationed in Naval Air Station Oceana, Virginia, with Squadron VA-34, which deployed on the aircraft carrier USS John F. Kennedy, stationed in Norfolk, Virginia. He was then transferred to Squadron VA-115 in Japan, which deployed the aircraft USS Midway out of Japan. Joseph was honorably discharged in 1979. Thank you for your service. Shelly served 14 years in the United States Navy. She earned her officer commission in 1990 through the UNL Navy ROTC program. She was stationed abroad. The ship USS Shanna for 4 years, which deployed in the Persian Gulf during Operation Desert Storm and Operation Southern Watch. She served as an officer and navigational officer while on active duty. Shelley spent an additional 10 years in the Naval Reserves at the USS Strategic Command Control Center, serving as Weapons System Control Officer. She was honorably discharged and departed service after the birth of her first son. And Josh and Caleb wrapped her in her quilt, or will. Thank you for your service, Shelley. Petty Officer First Class Galen Percorni. United States Naval Reserves. Galen enlisted in the Naval Reserve in 1984. He went to basic training at Great Lakes, Chicago in the Sea, Air, and Marines program. The following year, he trained at the CBs in the Construction Mechanic A School in California. Galen served in the Naval Mobile Construction Battalion for 15 years. He was scheduled to deploy to Operation Desert Storm, but the ground war ended and the deployment was not necessary. He transferred to a mobile ammunition handling unit in Port Hadlock, Washington for the next 7 years. He was on standby for deployment after 9/11. Galen was honorably discharged in 2007. Thank you for your service. Chief Master Sergeant Ray Kopsa, Air National Guard. Ray served first in the Army National Guard. Oh, he moved from one unit to another here. And he was in the Army National Guard from December of 82 to December of 85 as a tow dragon anti-tank missile systems technician. He then transferred to the Air National Guard, where he has served from December of 85 to the present. His career assignments include RF-4C reconnaissance aircraft sensor system specialist from 85 to 93, KC-135 air refueling aircraft crew chief from 93 to 98, maintenance control aircraft scheduling engine management production from 98 to 2015, quality assurance superintendent from 2015 to present, and Ray intends to retire from active service in February of 2020. Thank you for your service. And Larry Hartmann, and you served, come on up, we have a quilt for you. He was able to attend today, and we always travel with extra quilts just in case this happens. So we will put your name on your quilt afterwards. Would you like to tell them where you served and when?
I started my service time in Fort Bliss, Texas, went to Fort Huachuca, Arizona for my AIT. I ended up in Munich, Germany, my last 2.5 years of time. I served 3.5 years all total time, and I enjoyed the whole time. I was glad to serve my country.
We have one more quilt laying on the table, and this person does not know that this is going to happen today. Petty Officer 2nd Class Shawn Wacker, please come forward. Shawn served in the United States Navy, and his daughters and wife made his quilt for him. They all worked on this. Shawn attended basic training at Great Lakes, Chicago, followed by 18 months of A School and Nuclear Power School at Naval Weapons Station, Charleston, South Carolina. He was then stationed on the naval submarine USS Augustana in April of 2004, where he served during 2 deployments and many shorter underways from Naval Submarine Base, New London, Connecticut, and through its decommissioning into early 2009 in Norfolk, Virginia. Shawn was honorably discharged in June of 2009. Thank you for your service, Shawn. He thought he was coming just to see his daughters help present. As we award these quilts today, veterans and everyone here, I want you to know that the volunteers from the foundation have 3 main reasons that we continue to do the work we do. First of all, we honor you for your service in the past and the future. We honor you for leaving your home and loved ones and all you held dear to stand in harm's way in time of crisis, protecting us from the effects of war. Secondly, we know that freedom is not free. We have freedom because of you and dedicated men and women like you. This quilt is meant to say thank you for your sacrifice. And thirdly, this quilt is meant to comfort you. It is a quilt from your family and friends and a grateful nation. It is to remind you that we do care about you and thank you for your service and especially welcome home.